If you want to make chicken parm but don't know how to make it healthy, then watch this video because I am sharing how to make delicious, healthy chicken parmesan that is paleo, low carb, grain-free, and gluten-free. And for the best healthy paleo recipes, be sure to subscribe to my channel and let's get into it. So for the coating, I'm going to be using some almond flour, which is a great grain-free flour, high in healthy fats, vitamin E. To that, I'm going to be adding in some arrowroot, which really helps the texture and helps to coat it properly. Then I'm adding in some Himalayan salt as well as some pepper for flavor. For the seasonings, I'm going to be adding in some garlic powder along with some basil. If you have Italian seasoning, that would also work well here. And then you're going to go ahead and stir up all of your dry ingredients. And this is what's going to give it this really nice crispy coating. It's the blend of the almond flour and the arrowroot that really works well. In a separate bowl, I'm going to go ahead and whisk an egg because we are going to have to dredge our chicken. So basically, you just whisk up the egg, and this is what's going to allow the outer coating to really kind of stick and adhere to our chicken cutlets. So whisk that until it is nice and runny, and you'll only need 1 egg for every 4 pieces of chicken. So then I just have some chicken cutlets that I found were already sliced for me. But if you can only find chicken breasts, just make sure you pound them out to about 1/2 inch thick or slice them in half. So first you dip it into our egg, and then you're gonna go ahead and put it into our dry mixture and kind of just coat it all sides and make sure it really sticks to the outside of your piece. I like using tongs for this versus my hands because I find it's less messy that way. But if you prefer to do it with your hands, you can definitely do this with your hands. And so this recipe will make 4 pieces of the chicken parm, which I find like you eat 1 per meal. So this would be enough for 4 meals or for 4 people or 2 people for 2 meals. So just go ahead and do that to every single piece of your chicken. And when you're dipping it in the egg, you don't need to dip it in too much. You kind of want to hold it up and make sure it drips off at the end so that it's not completely soaked in the egg. And then just do that with the dry mixture on top of all of them. And then once you have done that to all of your pieces, take a pan and add in a couple tablespoons of avocado oil. I like using avocado oil because it has a higher smoke point than olive oil, and it's really going to allow us to get that nice crispiness on the outside of our chicken from our mixture that is on it. So I cook it for about 3-4 minutes per side, and then I flip it. While those are cooking, we're gonna get our pan ready. So I'm just using a jar of tomato sauce that I got at the grocery store. You can definitely home make your own, but it just takes a long time. I look for one that doesn't have any added sugar. A lot of them add sugar, so just make sure yours doesn't. Pour a little in the bottom of a baking dish and spread it around so that nothing sticks. And then after your piece is done, go ahead and lay that down in your baking dish. So while the chicken is cooking, I'm gonna make a homemade cashew ricotta to put on the top in place of your traditional cheese. If you find a cheese that you really like a dairy-free one, feel free to use that. But honestly, this has so much flavor and is so delicious with the parm that I love doing it. So I add some soaked cashews, some lemon juice, a little bit of olive oil, which really helps to make it creamy, as well as a couple teaspoons of some fresh garlic, which gives it a lot of flavor as well. So once all of your pieces are done, I'm adding on a little bit more of the tomato sauce on top of each of them. So 2 to 3 tablespoons per piece. And then we're also going to be adding on our cashew ricotta. So once you've blended it nice and smooth, you can see it's really nice and creamy. I just use a spoonful to spread out the sauce a little bit. And then we're gonna add the ricotta on top. And we're gonna be finishing this off in the oven just until the chicken is cooked through. So depending on how thick your chicken is, it might take anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes. Just cook it through until it's no longer pink inside. It's definitely important with all your poultry to cook it through. You don't want to see any pink. So spoon that on until it's nice and coated. And then once it is out of the oven, I'm just finishing it off with a little bit of parsley just to add some green to it and to finish it off and make it more complete. But this is honestly such a good recipe. You don't feel like you're missing out at all. I cannot believe how good this turned out. It's also freezer friendly, I should mention. So if you want to make it, freeze it, and then you can have meals that are ready to go and super delicious. I swear you're not going to even taste the difference. You have the crispy coating, the warm tomato sauce, and the cashew ricotta. So now you guys know how to make healthy chicken parm that tastes absolutely delicious. I'm gonna leave my healthy dinner playlist right here that has tons more healthy, delicious recipes. They're easy to do too. They're good for weeknights, weekends, and of course have so much flavor and are super good for you. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe by hitting that red button down below, and share it with your friends so that you can both have healthy, delicious recipes. I hope you guys are all having a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.